Get ready for breaking news. Rare disease families are finally finding a roadmap to drug development thanks to patient-led innovation. We dive into how the Rare as One project, funded by the Chan Zuckerberg Biohub, has shown remarkable progress, with half of the organizations they supported in 2019 already involved in clinical trials within 5 years. Discover how patient advocacy groups are partnering with researchers to develop life-saving treatments, and learn how Ultragenyx's Rare Bootcamp is providing the essential tools families need to navigate this complex journey. And razor-thin margins, leading to a hard-fought runner-up finish. Find out what this performance means for their NCAA aspirations. And finally, a heartbreaking look at the end of an era as Bedichek Middle School prepares for closure. We follow coach Chris Gonzalez and student Isabella Hernandez as they fight to secure one last shot at glory for the Bobcats before the school closes its doors. Hear from Isabella about her determination to compete in track and field, and learn about the bittersweet emotions of a community finding a new path forward. Don't miss the rest of the story. Sign up for the channel YouTube Cures newsletter now. Noi Dung Kai Tait. The path to developing treatments for rare diseases is increasingly being shaped by patient advocacy, as specialized boot camps emerge to equip families with the knowledge needed to navigate complex drug development processes. Given that a significant majority of rare diseases lack FDA-approved treatments, the investment landscape remains highly risky for pharmaceutical companies, often due to small patient populations and low return potential. And this challenge is driving a significant shift, with patient communities actively engaging in medical innovation. A report from Rare as One, funded by the Chan Zuckerberg Biohub, highlighted that half of the organizations supported by the program had been involved in clinical trials within 5 years, demonstrating tangible progress in patient-led research. N to bridge the gap between patient need and scientific execution, companies like Ultragenyx are stepping in to provide essential resources. Ultragenyx hosts rare bootcamps twice a year, multi-day forums designed to educate families on rare disease research and the steps involved in drug development, while also fostering connections among participants. N these events, sponsored by major biotech firms including Election, BioMarin, GeneDx, and BridgeBio, offer comprehensive coverage, spanning from early science to regulatory approval. The founder and CEO of Ultragenyx, Emil Kakis, launched the initiative 9 years ago, motivated by his own struggles in the industry, stating, "There's no book. There's no Cliff's Notes on how to develop a drug. And attendees are finding invaluable support." Mike and Evelyn Ribadenera, seeking a treatment for their daughter's condition, attended a recent Boston boot camp to gain a roadmap for convincing others to research on behalf of their child and to develop a proof of concept. Evelyn Ribadenera noted the overwhelming sense of community, feeling connected to researchers and specialists. And similarly, Laura Wilson attended to support her daughter, who faced a long diagnostic journey for a rare neurodevelopmental disorder. Wilson shared that the experience of being a parent to a child with a rare disorder creates a unifying bond among attendees, fostering shared experiences and advice. /N/ and the bootcamp has seen substantial growth, with over 235 people from 142 organizations completing the program since its launch. Ultimately, Khakis expressed a long-term vision. /My hope someday is that we'll fix this problem. We won't see any more parents having to develop their own drugs. They'll all be done. Colorado Springs Utilities has reached a compromise agreement regarding the future of coal-fired power generation at the Ray D. Nixon plant in Fountain. The agreement involves a 3-year extension to the plant's operation, moving past the initial 2029 closure target, as part of legislation currently advancing through the state legislature. The compromise bill, Senate Bill 182, greenlights the plant's operation through 2032. This legislation replaces a previous proposal that would have allowed the city-owned utility to keep the plant open with coal until 2040 while transitioning to renewable energy sources. The Nixon plant is one of 6 remaining coal-fired power facilities across Colorado. Colorado Springs Utilities stated that the extension is the result of extensive negotiations involving the utility, the governor's office, the Sierra Club of Colorado, and other environmental stakeholders, aiming for a solution that balances emissions reduction goals with reliability and affordability. This development comes amid local concerns that rising costs and supply chain issues have delayed the transition from coal to solar and wind technology. Local leaders, including Democrats, sought relief from strict greenhouse gas targets, partly leveraging support for coal from the Trump administration. Separately, the U.S. Department of Energy has ordered Tri-State Generation's Craig Unit 1 to remain operational past its scheduled 2025 closure date, citing alleged national electric supply emergencies stemming from data center expansion and the electrification of the economy away from fossil fuels. The Sierra Club characterized the compromise as a significant improvement over earlier proposals. While they will not actively oppose the extension, they are not endorsing the measure. The club emphasized that the agreement includes stricter requirements, mandating that the utility reduce emissions by 95% by 2040 in its clean energy plans and undergo monitoring. Sierra Club officials also criticized Governor Jared Polis for not more actively defending state clean air objectives, which they felt provided Colorado Springs with leverage in negotiations. The new bill ultimately commits Colorado Springs Utilities to closing the Nixon coal operations by the end of 2032. The legislative session continues with other energy-related measures, including a bill focused on increasing transparency and pollution control technology for existing coal power plants, and ongoing debate regarding the development of a nuclear power reactor in Colorado. Middlebury women's golf secured a runner-up finish at the NESCAC Championships, falling just short of Amherst on a challenging Sunday in Williamstown, Massachusetts. The outcome saw Middlebury relinquish a tournament-long lead after a tight contest. Season Wei, 29, played a pivotal role, sinking a birdie putt on the 18th hole to tie the 9th-ranked Middlebury team for first place. However, Amherst sophomore Mekala Costello secured the NESCAC title by making a crucial 2-foot birdie putt on the short par 5 18th, claiming the victory for the Mammoths. Despite the loss, the Middlebury Panthers entered the competition as proven winners, building on a historic 2025 NESCAC championship title and an exceptional 6th-place finish at the NCAA championship, where they led after the first round. The team featured a mix of experience and new talent, with 3 new players: Wei, Julia Hua, 29, and Tegan Duffy, 28, complementing veterans Morgan Lee, 26, and Ella Han, 27. The team's depth was evident in pre-tournament qualifying, where they navigated a sudden-death playoff to secure one of the top 5 spots. Momentum built throughout the spring, highlighted by a win at the Northeast Invitational, where simultaneous +4 overall performances from Wei, Han, and Lee propelled the squad forward. The NESCAC championship weekend presented significant weather challenges. On Friday, the Panthers shot a collective 305, leading Amherst by 3 strokes. Saturday proved to be a standout performance, with the team posting a tournament-best collective score of 291, the best single-day score at the NESCAC championship since its inception in 2015. Captain Morgan Lee recorded a career-best tournament round score of 70-1 on Saturday. Sunday tested the team's resilience as conditions deteriorated. Despite a narrow 4-stroke lead heading into the final holes, heavy rain and sleet impacted play. Wei double bogeyed the 17th hole, though she managed a 2-putt birdie on the 18th. Ultimately, Costello matched Wei's efforts to clinch the win for Amherst. Captain Lee expressed confidence in the squad following the heartbreaking conclusion, noting that the underclassmen are eager to compete. Middlebury women's golf will now focus on preparing for a potential at-large bid at the NCAA selection show next Monday, May 11, as the NESCAC's strength means several teams are eligible for the national tournament. Bedichek Middle School is facing closure at the end of the 2025-26 school year as part of Austin ISD's effort to save $21 million amid a significant budget deficit. The impending closure marks the end of a legacy spanning over 5 decades, encompassing the last art show, field trips, sporting events, and the final graduating class. Generations of coaches and athletes have strived to uphold the Bobcats' name, with this final season representing their last opportunity to achieve glory for the boys and girls track teams. Coach Chris Gonzalez stated, "We told them at the beginning of the school year, if we go out, let's try to go out on top. That would be the perfect ending to our story." Students are focused on making their final performances count. Isabella Hernandez, an 8th grader competing in long jump and relay events, expressed her determination to medal at her last track meet, viewing participation as a way to showcase her journey and representation of Bedichek. The school, which opened in 1972 in South Austin, has historically served the Hispanic population, with 44% of students speaking a language other than English at home and 84% being economically disadvantaged. The school also served as the setting for Richard Linklater's film, Dazed and Confused, and its halls are filled with decades of student and coach pride, evidenced by numerous plaques and trophies. Faculty and families have deep ties to the institution. Coach April Mendoza, who also teaches English, shared the emotional weight of the decision, comparing it to mourning a friend. Mendoza, who found a sense of belonging at Bedichek after moving from a military family, emphasized the supportive atmosphere. "This is where we were able to find a home. This is where the adults were here to support you in whatever." She noted that the school's motto, "Pride in Excellence," fostered a strong sense of pride in students. In response to budgetary constraints, coaches and staff have demonstrated remarkable resourcefulness, often repairing and maintaining facilities themselves. Mendoza highlighted how this resourceful spirit was crucial in creating an encouraging environment, noting that the community's resources were often supplemented by the coaches' efforts. The final track and field event saw significant success. Isabella Hernandez secured first place in the long jump, marking a personal achievement after previously placing 4th the year prior. The girls' team took first place overall, while the boys took second. While the athletic teams finished strong, the sentiment remains bittersweet. Mendoza acknowledged uncertainty about the future of the accumulated awards, stating that only the coaches will know the fate of the trophies. Looking ahead, Bedichek students will be distributed across 4 campuses: Covington, Pairds, Lively, or Mendez middle schools, as AISD officials work to repurpose the site, with some property designated for district apartments. Coaches Gonzalez and Mendoza have announced plans to relocate. Gonzalez will coach football and track at Covington Middle School, while Mendoza will transition to Mendez, where she will assist in lesson planning and continue coaching football and track. Both express their commitment to the school's spirit, with Gonzalez affirming, "Once a Bobcat, always a Bobcat." Mendoza concluded with a powerful statement about the enduring connection. "You could knock down the school and I don't care what's built here. This will always be Bedichek.